A lot of people said to me they thought Anna Lee Ashford and Sweeney Todd really deserved it, and she was terrific. But Victoria Clark really did something special. And the fact that Parade won Best Revival and that Leopold Stott won Best Play, I think is very indicative of the times and people reacting to anti-Semitism. It's certainly very important that those both won. However, I do think Some Like It Hot deserved the Best Director award. And, whatever, but Some Like It Hot, still a fabulous musical, fabulous opportunity. And I'm already working on on the New York weekend trip we're going to do in October. I've got some great things lined up for that, including the Museum of Broadway. So today we're going to continue our saga about looking at great Broadway musical classics. And today we're going to start off with Gypsy. And Gypsy is one of the great masterpieces of the Broadway musical theater. In fact, many people think that the part of Mama Rose is maybe the greatest, Madame Rose rather, is one of the greatest female musical roles ever written. Originally, when Arthur Lawrence seated in the back row there behind Gypsy Rose Lee and Jerome Robbins sitting in the front row, thought of doing Gypsy, Sondheim, sitting in the back row, was going to write the words and music. But when Merman was brought into the project, she didn't want to risk it by having somebody who'd never written a Broadway musical. And she liked his lyrics, and she insisted that if she was going to do this, it had to be Julie Stein. And there he is sitting next to Gypsy Rose Lee. Excuse me. So these four people were the people who truly wrote this spectacular musical that we all love so much. I'm going to sneeze. Excuse me, everybody. So in any event, Gypsy took place and has become one of the great masterpieces of the American musical theater. And let's kind of, and this is obviously, it has the story. Is it actually true? Well, you can debate how true it might be. Gypsy Rose Lee said it was a fairly accurate telling, but her sister June Havoc did not quite agree. So here we go. Let's watch a clip from Gypsy. This is from the London production in 2016.
Look at the headline, historical news is being made. Extra, extra, they're drawing a red line around the biggest scoop of the decade. A barrel of charm, a fabulous thrill, the biggest little headline on the bill. Presenting in person, that 3-for-3 bundle of dynamite, Baby June! Hello, everybody! My name is June! What's yours? Let me entertain you. Let me make you smile. Let me do a few tricks, some old and some new tricks. I'm very versatile. And if you're real good, I'll make you feel good. I want your spirits to climb. So let me entertain you, and we'll have a real good time. Yes, sir! We'll have a real good time.
That song, Let Me Entertain You, serves multiple purposes in Gypsy. And Sondheim always said that he and Julie Stein wrote the vaudeville number very, very quickly. Well, but here's another dramatic number. The character Mama Rose, this woman who would sacrifice the life of her children uh, to satisfy her unrealized dreams, is the stuff of legends. And here's Merman appearing on Perry Como in 1959.
Now all I need is a girl.
And that girl, ladies and gentlemen, is the star of the Broadway musical Gypsy, singing Everything's Coming Up Roses, exactly as she does it in the show, Miss Ethel Merman.
I had a dream about you, baby. It's gonna come true, baby. They think that we're through, but baby, you'll be swell, you'll be great, gonna have a whole lot of fame. Start here, start now, honey, everything's coming up roses. Clear the decks, clear the tracks, you got nothing to do but relax. Blow a kiss, take a bow, honey, everything's coming up roses. Now you're inning, stand the world on its ear. Sitting, that'll be just the beginning. Turn up, light the light, you got nothing to hit but the height. You'll be swell, you'll be great, I can tell, just you wait. That lucky star I talk about is you. Honey, everything's coming up roses for me and for you. You can do it. All you need is a hand. We can do it. Mama is gonna see to it. Turn up, light the light. We got nothing to hit but the height. I can tell. Wait and see. There's the bell. Follow me, and nothing's gonna stop us till we're through. Honey, everything's coming up roses and daffodils. Everything's coming up sunshine and Santa Claus. Everything's gonna be bright lights and lollipops. Everything's coming up roses for me and for you.
You talk about how pop songs and Broadway musicals impact culture. That expression, everything's coming up roses, really wasn't in common usage until after Ethel Merman made it such a great song in Gypsy. So here's another great moment, and we'll talk about this as well. When in real life, June leaves the act. She runs off and gets married at the age of 15 in Nebraska. And they had to set this up in the story. Now, when Merman was involved and they were writing Gypsy, she was very clear that she wanted control over an awful lot what went on. There's only one male song in all of Gypsy, and it happens to be this one. This is Tony Award winner Laura Benanti, who created the role of Gypsy Rose Lee, and Tony Yazbek, who's a phenomenal dancer, has been on the town and in many other Broadway things as well.
Pretend I'm at home, getting dressed for a date. I take a comb, take a flower, smell it, and put it in my lapel. And then I smoke the audience. Once my clothes were shabby, tailors called me canny. So I took a vow, said this ball will be run. That I'm smooth and snappy, that my tailor's happy. I love, catch me out, my wardrobe is wild. Paris silk, Paris tweed. There's only one thing I need. Got my tweed pressed, got my best. All I need now is the girl. Got my striped tie, got my hopes. I got the time and the place, and I got rhythm. Now all I need's the girl to go with them. If she'll just appear, we'll take this big town for a while. And if she'll say, my darling, I'm yours, I'll throw away my striped tie and my best pressed tweed. All I really need is the girl. Just wanna read. That's it. Now I'm more debonair. Shh. Break! And I sell it here. I start to step, see? And then I build it. Double it. She appears, all in white. I take her hand, kiss it, and lead her on the floor. This stuff's good for the costume. A stair bit. Now we waltz, strings come in. And I lift her. Again. Once more. And now the tempo changes. And all the lights come up. And I build for the finale. Police! That's it! Do it over here! Follow me! Faster! Charleston! Again! Do it again! Give me your hands!
So that episode is based on truth, and they had to set it up in the story that June was going to be gone in the next scene, and that was truly how they came up with the idea of doing it.
Mama's just talking big, June. She won't really do it.
Of course, one of the big problems why June left the act was she was constantly being portrayed as a little girl. They were never told their real ages. And in reality, June was a headliner on the vaudeville circuit. She really was the meal ticket for the family. And here she's getting an opportunity in the story to go big time. And Madame Rose doesn't like the vaudeville venue that they're going to be put in.
Mama's just talking big, June. She won't really do it.
Yes, she will.
Well, maybe Mr. Granzinger.
No. He won't. Well, that's show business.
Aren't you happy that someone like Mr. T.T. Granzinger thinks you can be a star?
You're funny.
Why?
Well, you're never jealous.
Oh, well, I don't have any talent.
I don't mind.
Really? Said Mama would like it better if I did.
I guess that's what she likes about me. Mama's no fool. I'm not a star.
You are.
I'm not. Mr. Granzinger could make me one.
Mama can make you a star, too.
Mama can do one thing. She can make herself believe anything that she makes up. Like with that rhinestone finale dress that you sewed for me. Mama wants publicity, so she makes up a story that 3 nuns went blind sewing it. And now she believes it. She even believes that the act is good.
Isn't it?
It's a terrible act. And I hate it. I hated it from the beginning, and I hate it even more now. I hate pretending that I'm 2 years old. I hate singing those same awful songs, doing those same awful dances, wearing those same awful costumes. I didn't mean it about the costumes.
You just meant you're too big for them now.
Do you ever feel like you didn't have a sister?
Sometimes.
It's Mama's fault.
You can't blame everything on Mama.
Oh, you can't maybe. But I wish that she would marry Harvey and let me alone.
Harvey doesn't want to marry her. All he cares about is the act.
Oh, honest Louise.
Well, he's an agent, and
Your mother isn't feeling well. I'll take her back to the hotel. Don't worry, June, I'll get you a good booking.
I wish Mama would marry a plain man, so we could all be together.
If Mama was married,
We'd live in a house as private can be. Just Mama, 3 ducks, 5 canaries, a mouse, 2 monkeys, 1 father, 6 turtles, and me. If Mama was married, I'd jump in the air and give all my toe shoes to you. I'd get all those hair ribbons out of my hair, and once and for all, I'd get Mama out too. If Mama was married, Mama, get out your white dress. You've done it before without much success. Mama, Godspeed and God bless. We're not keeping score, but 1 more less. Oh, Mama, say yes, and we'll sell the aisle while you may. I'll gladly support you, I'll even escort you, and I'll gladly give you away. Oh, Mama, get married today. let me make you smile. Do some kicks. Some tricks. Sing out, Louise! Smile, baby! Mama, please take our advice. We aren't the ones. I'm not Fanny Rice. Mama, we'll buy you the rice. It's only this once. You wouldn't think twice. It could be so nice if Mama got married to a snake. But Mama gets married and never gets carried away. Oh, Mama, oh, Mama, oh, Mama, get married today.
I see there's a question in the chat, so I'm just gonna look at it very quickly if I can access it. These clips come from, depending, one clip was from the 2018, and the other was from the Laura Benanti version in 2012, I believe it was. This is the best number ever. The strippers teaching Gypsy what to do.
Listen, we gotta share a dressing room. Let's smoke a peace pipe, okay? I'm willing. Gee, I hope so. Because sharing a dressing room is like sleeping together, and if you don't get along, you
Miss Tora, I'll thank you not to give the boss any notion that I would ever play scenes. And one more disparaging remark about my ballet will find its bugle right in your eye.
There's a lady present.
Where?
Open your eyes instead of your mouth. Gypsy, meet Miss Mazeppa, Miss Electra.
Say, you're even younger than I was when I started stripping.
Oh, I'm not gonna strip.
Something wrong with stripping?
No, I just meant I don't have any talent.
You think they have? I myself, of course, was a ballerina. But take it from me, to be a stripper, all you need to have is no talent.
You'll pardon me. But to have no talent is not enough. What you need to have is an idea that makes you strip special. You can pull all the stops out till they call the cops out. Grind till you're fine or you're banned. But you gotta get a gimmick if you wanna get a hand. You can sacrifice your sacro, working in the back row. Bump and a dump till you're dead. Kid, you gotta get a gimmick if you wanna get ahead. You can, That's how burlesque was born. So but I do it with a horn. Once I was a schlepper, now I'm Miss Mazeppa with my revolution in town. You gotta have a gimmick if you wanna have a chance. Shakin', shakin', shakin'. They'll never make her rich. Me, and but I do it with a
one of the best numbers ever. But Gypsy also, let's see,
Wherever we go, whatever we do, we're gonna.
this is, so June has left, they're discouraged, the act is a mess. And this, of course, is Patti LuPone, Boyd Gaines, and Lauren Benanti.
Go through it together.
Wherever we sleep,
If prices are steep,
We'll always sleep cheaper together.
whatever the boat I row, you row.
A duo.
Whatever the row I hoe, you hoe.
a trio.
And any I owe you, you
Who
owe.
me? Oh no, you owe.
Oh, we owe together,
We all take a bow.
including the cow.
Though business is lousy and slow. With Herbie's vim, Louise's fur.
Now all we need is someone with nerve.
Together, wherever,
Together,
wherever we go. If I start to dance,
We both start to dance.
and sometimes by chance we're together. If I sing B flat,
we both sing B flat.
We all can be flat.
together. Whatever the trick, we can do it. With teamwork, we're bound to get through it. There really isn't anything to it. You do it. I knew it.
We blew it together.
When the audience boos.
We don't drop our cues.
We always can use what they throw. The fruit may fly, but why complain?
Tomato sauce goes great with chow mein.
Together,
Together,
wherever, together, wherever we go.
And again, great numbers and music that Sonia. But Gypsy did something else that musicals hadn't done. Really, were evolving. Carousel did it. The first soliloquy. It's morning, excuse me. Then, of course, Henry Higgins did it. But Mama Rose has been devastated, and she's been told, "We don't want you," and
Did it for me, Mama. I thought you made a no-talent ox into a star because you like doing.
I'm gonna get rid of the message here. Now we can go.
And you want to know why? You want to know why I did it? Because I was born too soon and started too late. That's why. With what I have in me, I gotta be better than any of you! What I got in me, what I've been holding down inside of me, if I ever let it out, there wouldn't be signs big enough. There wouldn't be lights bright enough. Here she is, boys! Here she is, world! Here's the road! Get it out! Lights are light! You either got it, or you ain't. And boys, I got it. Till I get you. One quick look is each of them lazy. All your life, what does it get you? Thanks a lot, and up with the garbage. They take pass, and you're back to zero. I dreamed it for you, Joe. It wasn't for me, Herbie. And if it wasn't for me, then where would you be? Miss Gypsy Oh, someone tell me where the lights are gone. I got a dream for myself. Starting now, it's gonna be my turn. Gateway girl, get out of my runway. Starting now, I'm 7,000 this time, boys. I'm taking the
Well, Pat absolutely nailed that. Well, Sondheim, we're going to jump ahead a little bit and talk about some really big changes that happened in the Broadway musical. And I see there's another comment. Let me just get to that so we can get rid of the I'm really okay. I'm not sick. I just get congested in the morning. Company was very, very different. It's the gist of a 35-year-old man who's never been able to make a commitment to a relationship. It didn't have a traditional story arc. There was no primary love story, no secondary love story. And at the time, many people didn't know what to make out of it. And as it turned out, it was very unsettling, and you either loved it or you hated it. Company is considered one of the Stephen Sondheim masterpieces. It's the first of a series of musicals that he does with Hal Prince. And these all changed the Broadway stage in the 1970s.
So here we are, we're sitting in the dressing room in the interval of Company. And I just wanted to ask you a few questions about the way it all began, really.
I had known George Firth for a number of years. I was called in to write some songs for a show called Hot Spot, Judy Holliday's last musical. And George was one of the actors. We struck up a friendship. Although he lived in California, it was a corresponding friendship when the show closed. And over a period of years, we wrote to each other. And then he sent me some one-act plays because they were to be produced. Each play dealt with three people, although not the same three people, usually a married couple and an outsider. And the production fell through. So he, in desperate straits, asked me what he should do with them. I said, I have no idea, but I'll send them to my friend Hal Prince, who will advise you as to, I don't think his advice will be good, whether to persist or to take them to television or forget it. Because, one-act plays are not, a brace even of one-act plays are seldom done, much less 7 of them on Broadway or in commercial circumstances. So Hal surprisingly said, let's make a musical out of them. And so he sent for George, and we spent a few weeks talking about how to make a musical out of these pieces. And what intrigued me was that it seemed impossible to make a musical out of 7 disparate pieces. Well, over a period of time, we realized that what the plays had in common was this couple and this outside person, and that maybe if we could make the outsider the central character, we would have a reason to amalgamate. And we ended up with 5 couples and the outsider named Bobby. And thus it was born. It was the first, for those who don't know, the first commercial piece, I believe, that was nonlinear.
At that time, musicals were very narrative-based, and your own work had been completely narrative-based up to that point with Anyone Can Whistle and Funny Thing Happened on the Way to the Forum.
It's all narrative. Every show had been narrative.
Yeah.
And it also was a product of its time. This was 1969 when we wrote this. And it was produced in 1970, and it was the end of that era where such things as the traditional notion of marriage was breaking down, the notion of personal commitment the sexual freedom of the 60s, all of that was coming together and informing this piece, and George was reflecting that, I think.
Yeah.
And so the idea of a piece about commitment and non-commitment and fear of commitment, emotional commitment, seemed appropriate.
How autobiographical is Company?
Every show I've ever written, people always think I'm the central character, but in fact, they ignore the fact that all these characters are created by the playwrights, not by me. Obviously, there's something that attracts me that I can relate to the story involved. But I didn't think of Bobby as me at all. I don't think Hal did either. If there's any of George in it, that would be more likely because he did write it, you know. Although there's a model for every single person in Company, and it's always very flattering to say Stephen Sondheim's latest musical or Stephen Sondheim's Company, but it isn't. It's George Firth and Stephen Sondheim's Company. I mean, they're his characters, and they're his characters. I'm a very good imitator, and I mimic what a writer writes. And I like collaboration because I think it's a substitute family for me. And most revivals of musicals are carbon copies of the original. You know, Here Comes Yul Brynner Again and The King and Us, you know. It's very rare that musicals are done in a different way. Yeah. Very rare. What you've made clear as the director is that it's something that takes place inside the hero's head. And by doing that, you've reversed the polarity, so to speak, of the show's reputation. It's always been known as the show with a lot of fascinating characters and a cipher at the center. And suddenly, here's a show in which the most interesting character is the one at the center, and it's been restored to its natural balance. Here's a piece about this man, and it's taking place inside his head, and he's in trouble. Now let's see what happens.
Yes.
By the way, if you were with me in London last week and we saw the motive in the queue, Sam Mendes, who was interviewing Stephen Sondheim there, was who directed that. But Company really was Sondheim being extremely observational. And it really is the first of a genre of musicals that really did not depend upon a plot. It takes place in New York metaphorically because it's a city with millions of people who don't really even touch each other. And it can be a city considered to be one of great loneliness. It originally starred Dean Jones, who he himself was going through a divorce as the play started, and he has to be relieved from it because he really couldn't handle the challenges personally of what the role required. Now, I just want to tell you what this is. This is very important. In 1970, when they made the original cast recording of Company, there was the idea of doing documentaries every time an original cast recording took place. This is from that documentary. It's an excellent piece to watch. And it's maybe one of the great theater documentaries that's been done. And you're going to see what it took to get something recorded. After this recording session that was a marathon, Actors Equity, the union, created new rules for Broadway cast, original cast recordings.
Stand by, please. You could drive a person crazy. Take one.
You could drive a person crazy. You could drive a person mad. Doo-doo. First you make a person hazy, so a person could be high. Doo-doo. Then you leave a person dancing.
I never heard it sound like this. It's wonderful. Yeah, we need more bass. There isn't any.
Gladly, want you even more. I can understand the person. If it's not a person's bag, doo-doo. I can understand the person. If a person was a bag, doo-doo. Doo-doo. A person that titillates a person and then leaves her flat is crazy. He's a troubled person. He's a truly crazy person himself. You son of a bitch! When a person's personality is personable, you shouldn't want to sit like a log. It's harder than a matador coercible, trying to get you off your own. So single and attentive and attractive a man is everything a person could wish. But turning off a person is the act of a man. Likes to pull the hooks out of fish.
You got anything in percussion there? before the knock knock.
Knock, knock, who isn't there? Knock, knock, I'm working on my job. Knock, knock, a zombie's in my arms. Oh, that sweet affection, what is wrong? Where's the loose connection? I don't know, Lord,
I never heard that. That's nice. Yeah, the whole thing is very dotted.
When a person says you, that's when you're good. You impersonate a person better than a zombie should. I can understand a person if he wasn't good at that. I can understand a person if he actually was good. Exclusive you, elusive you. Will any person ever get the juice of you?
How fast? And also, like the juice of you. You're crazy. He's doing something, but I hardly hear it. The ending was great. Just a moment.
Tom.
Steve,
Can
can we get some dynamics into it? Like, person, what's good about, and then when they do the doo-doo-doo-doos, get quiet, and then sing again, so that there's that...
Possible, except those doo-doos are high. It's very hard.
Yeah.
That's really a question of delicacy, not volume,
Yeah.
because you can't get Donna to sing that
All
soft,
right.
you know. Nobody can sing an A
There's
soft.
something so marvelously ludicrous about...
I'll try to get them to make more contrast.
We're going to...
Let's hear you say it.
Booby.
That's it. Bubby.
But when I sing it, it goes, Bobby, baby, Bobby, booby, Bobby.
No, it's Bubby.
Bobby, baby, Bobby, booby, Bobby.
Bubby.
Bobby, baby, Bobby, booby, Bobby.
Supposing you had to say goody, how would you say that, Bobby?
Goody.
Yeah. Bobby, baby, Bobby, goody.
Bobby, baby, Bobby, booby, Bobby.
That's it. That's it.
I
It's
think
exactly the
I just can't.
same vowel sound as good. Exactly the same vowel sound as good. Bubby. First lips. Bubby. Bobby, bubby. Really?
Bobby, baby, Bobby, booby, Bobby.
No, you're still doing it. Say goody. Say bubby.
Booby, Bobby.
That's it. Exactly as if we're goody. Now, I know you're going to sing goody this time, but nevertheless.
Okay, you could drive a person crazy. Take 10.
Really?
Come on, they'll lose their notes.
You can drive a person crazy.
The quality's nice.
You can drive a person mad.
Oh, it's harder to sing here. Well, first of all, you're dancing on the stage so that you're all loose and it's easy and everything goes together. And you try to be perfect on the stage, but it's different. The moment passes by. But this is the definitive. It's the end-all and the be-all of this song. And God, that could drive a person crazy.
Oh, that sweet affection, what is wrong? Where's the loose connection? How long, oh Lord, how long? Bobby, baby, Bobby, 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 you could drive a person buggy. You could blow a person's fool-doo-doo. Like you make a person feel all huggy. While you make her feel fool-doo-doo. When a person says
Hey?
Yeah, Donna knows. Donna knows.
that's when you're good. You impersonate a person better than a zombie should. I can understand a person if he wasn't good at that. I can understand a person if he actually was good. Do-do-do-do, exclusive you, elusive you. Will any person ever get the juice of you? You're crazy, you're a lovely person. You're a most thing, deeply maladjusted, never to be trusted, crazy person.
Bobby is my hobby and I'm giving it up.
That's great.
And that was 10 takes that it took to do that. Another great song in Company really talks about metaphorically why New York is the background of this. It's really a terrific song talking about the loneliness New York has.
Another 100 people just got off of the train and came up to the ground, while another 100 people just got off of the bus and are looking around at another 100 people who got off of the plane and are looking at us who got off of the train, and the plane and the bus, maybe yesterday. It's a city of strangers. Some come to work, some to play. A city of strangers. Some come to stare, some to stay. And every day, the ones who stay can find each other in the crowded streets and the guarded parks, by the rusty fountains and the dusty trees with the battered barks. And they walk together by the plastered walls of the crude remarks. And they meet at parties with the friends of friends who they never know. Will you pick me up or do I meet you there? Shall we let it go? Did you get my message? Cause I looked in vain. Could we see each other Tuesday if it doesn't rain? Look, I'll call you in the morning or my service will explain. And another 100 people just got off of the train. And they find each other in the crowded streets and the guarded parks, by the rusty fountains and the dusty trees with the battered barks. And I walk together past the plastered walls of the crude remarks. And they meet at parties with the friends of friends who they never know. Will you pick me up or do I meet you there? Shall we let it go? Did you get my message? Cause I looked in vain. Can we see each other Tuesday if it doesn't rain? Look, I'll call you in the morning or my service will explain. And another 100 people just got off of the train. Enjoy your party. Another 100 people just got off of the train and came up through the ground, while another 100 people just got off of the bus and are looking around at another 100 people who got off of the plane and are looking at us who got off of the train and the plane and the bus, maybe yesterday. It's a city of strangers. Some come to work, some to play. A city of strangers. Some come to stare, some to stay. And every day some go away, or they find each other in the crowded streets and the guarded parks, by the rusty mountains and the dusty trees with the battered barks. And they walk together past the plastered walls with the crude remarks. And they meet at parties with the friends of friends who they never know. Will you pick me up or do I meet you there? Shall we let it go? Did you get my message? Cause I looked in vain. Can we see each other Tuesday if it doesn't rain? Look, I'll call you in the morning or my service will explain. And another 100 people just got off of the train. Another 100 people just got off of the train. And another 100 people just got off of the train. And another 100 people just got off of the train. Another 100 people just got off of the train. Came to New York? I came because New York is the center of the world, and that's where I want to be. You know what the pulse of this city is?
A busy signal.
The pulse of this city, kiddo, is me. This city is for the me's of this world, people that want to be right in the heart of it. I'm like the soul of New York. Another 100.
There's a and again, that clip that I showed you is from the documentary of the recording of the Company Cast album. I truly recommend it. You can see it on YouTube. It's one of the great Broadway documentaries. Now, Elaine Stritch, who really elevated her whole career by being in Company, had a very difficult time. And this is her trying to film The Ladies Who Lunch. It's almost heartbreaking in what she has to go through.
Perfect. Okay. The Ladies Who Lunch, take one.
It's now 1:30 in the morning.
Listen to me. I'm scared. Well, you've been doing the whole thing all day.
Take it.
Oh, take it. When you get right back on the note.
I don't, baby.
Spend your whole life saying I'll go with you and you rule the whole...
You bet your bottom dollar.
That's what I mean, see? God, these curtains have never worked. Since we've had this apartment.
I get toilet flushing all over the place. All right, Elaine. I'd like to propose a toast.
I'd like to propose a toast. Here.
What's that? What? Well, okay, let's check the chord.
I have a feeling we ought to take it down a half tone. I
Okay.
just think it's late.
No, I know.
Very
I
late
know.
in the
I
day.
know.
I don't want to upset you, but I'm talking entirely vocally.
Maybe if I took my hat off, I could do it.
Let's
I don't know.
change the keys, fellas.
I know you do.
Down a half tone.
It has to do with...
Imagine being told you're going to lower on the spot.
That
You
shouldn't
have the
have
music
anything to
in
do
front
with
of
it.
you. You've got to figure
wealthy,
that out.
fine.
Well,
Can we do this?
Sure.
We take it down a half tone, and then that's only 3 takes I'm asking for, which is pretty good.
Oh, sure.
So we'll take it down a half tone and then do it up a half.
Sure, absolutely. I want to relax you into it. I don't mind. I love it in this key. But your voice is tired. Therefore, I want to be sure that we get, this is the permanent recording. Therefore, it's important.
I understand. I'd like to propose a toast. Here's to the ladies who lunch. Everybody laugh. Lounging in their caftans and planning a brunch on their own behalf. Off to the gym, then to a fitting, claiming they're fat and looking grim, 'cause they've been sitting, choosing a hat. Does anyone still wear a hat? I'll drink to that. Here's to the girls who stay smart. Aren't they a gas? Rushing to their classes in optical art, wishing it would pass. Another long, exhausting day. Another $1,000. A matinee, a picture play. Perhaps a piece of Mahler's. I'll drink to that. And one for Mahler. Here's to the girls who play wife. Aren't they too much? Keeping house but clutching a copy of life just to keep in touch. The ones who follow the rules and meet themselves at the schools, too busy to know that they're fools. Aren't they too? I'll drink to them. I'll drink to them. And here's to the girls who just watch. Aren't they the best? When they get depressed, it's a bottle of scotch, plus a little jest. Another chance to disapprove. Another brilliant singer. Another reason not to move.
Look, I want to do one more right away. Everybody's waiting for this on the record. And this just doesn't have the tension that it ought to have, because it's just flaccid.
Too busy to know that they're fools. Aren't they
Okay, once more from the top. Sung, please.
What?
Sung. Okay, stand by, please. The ladies who lunch take 8.
I think if I, what is it, stink or something? Or is it just
You're
awful?
talking it too much. You're not singing it.
All right, well, tell me, though. Now I know what to do with
I
it.
want you to sing it, really sing it. I don't want anything spoken until the screen.
Okay, well, let's do it up the key. Let's do it up the key, and I will just sing the song. I'm trying to get to it.
I understand.
Okay? All right. All right, and let's sing it right up in the key that I do it in the theater, and it'll be smashing this time, I think.
Okay. Okay. Let's sing it.
Okay.
Here's to the ladies who lunch. Everybody laugh. Lounging in their caftans and planning a brunch on their own behalf. Off to the gym, then to a fitting, claiming their fat and looking grim, 'cause they've been sitting, choosing a hat. I'm just screaming! And it's too early to scream.
You're screaming because you know that your voice is tired and you're trying to make up in power.
Yeah, but I've always done that, Steve. Because I've always had dumb material. So now I got good material and I can afford to go backwards. It's not so much that my voice is tired.
I just want you to listen.
Aren't they a guest? Rushing to their classes in optical art, wishing it would pass.
I can take this all down.
Another long, exhausting day.
See, I'm just proving every point.
$1,000.
Wrong! Oh, shut up!
All right, this is the last shot on it, because, I mean, we're diminishing returns. Stand by, please.
Here's to the ladies who lunch. Everybody laugh.
What the hell do you want me to do?
Well, I think we've got to lay an orchestral track and have her sing. It's the only thing I can think of. You can't make the whole orchestra call. Separate day.
Look, Elaine, you're sounding tired, which is, you know, quite understandable at this hour of the morning. I think we're going to lay down an orchestral track. And tomorrow or Tuesday, you know, when we're all a little fresher, we'll put you in over it, okay? What do you think?
I don't know. I can't hear myself.
Because we're all getting kind of punchy. Okay?
Right.
Right. Okay, stand by, please.
Another chance to disapprove, another brilliant singer, another reason not to move, another vodka stinger. I'll drink to that. So here's to the girls on the go. Everybody tries. Look into their eyes and you'll see what they know. Everybody dies. A toast to that invincible bunch. The dinosaurs surviving the crunch. Let's hear it for the ladies who lunch. Everybody rise.
Oh, that's great. That's one hell of a good take. I want you to come in and listen to it.
Perfect. And let's hear it for the ladies. It's got to be in there,
I'll
Tom.
take it.
Don't fool around with...
Oh, no, I...
No, we won't delay. No. You tell us what you want. $50,000.
So can you imagine having to go through that to get a recording? Well, there's many versions of Company, but that's certainly one of the best. So this is where we'll end today. And I hope you've all enjoyed, looking at two really different kinds of masterpieces, both, contributed to by Stephen Sondheim. And I don't know if anybody has any questions or anything. I do see one comment here in the chat. Yeah, Patty Lupone was pretty amazing, was one of the comments there. So I hope everything is going well. I'll see you all next Friday morning. And saying hi to my friends from afar in Massachusetts and in New Jersey. And I hope everybody had a good time today. And thanks for being here. Take care, everybody.